Have you ever heard of a man who was praised as the perfect samurai, only to betray his lord in the most shocking way imaginable? This is the story of Akechi Mitsuhide, a name forever etched in Japanese history for one single, infamous act, the Honnō-ji Incident. But was he just a traitor? The truth is far more complex and tragic. Let's rewind the clock. Mitsuhide wasn't born into a powerful clan. He was a brilliant strategist, a skilled poet, and a man of great culture who worked his way up through sheer talent and loyalty. He became one of the most trusted generals of the ambitious warlord, Oda Nobunaga, who was on the verge of unifying all of Japan under his rule. For years, Mitsuhide served Nobunaga faithfully. He conquered provinces, managed difficult political situations, and was admired for his intellect and grace. He was the ideal retainer. So, what went so terribly wrong? Why did this loyal vassal turn on the man who had elevated him to such heights? History gives us clues, but no single answer. Some say it was a lifetime of public humiliation. Nobunaga was known for his sharp tongue and sometimes cruel jokes. Imagine being a respected general, only to be berated or even physically struck by your lord in front of your peers. One famous story, though its truth is debated, claims Nobunaga once mockingly placed Mitsuhide's head under his arm like a drum and played it with his fan during a feast. The constant chipping away at his honor must have been unbearable for a proud samurai. Others point to a more strategic, and perhaps darker, motive. Mitsuhide was given a command to reinforce another general, Hashiba Hideyoshi, who would later be known as Toyotomi Hideyoshi. However, the orders also involved relinquishing his current domains. Was Mitsuhide afraid of being cast aside once Nobunaga no longer needed him? Did he see this as a sign that his usefulness had run its course, and that his future was bleak under Nobunaga's rule? There's also the theory of a clash of ideals. Nobunaga was a ruthless innovator, happy to destroy ancient traditions and powerful Buddhist temples that stood in his way. Mitsuhide, on the other hand, was a more traditional and pious man. Did he come to see his lord as a destructive tyrant, a demon king who needed to be stopped for the good of the realm? Whatever the final straw was, on the morning of June 21, 1582, Mitsuhide made his fateful decision. While supposedly marching to reinforce Hideyoshi, he suddenly turned his army of 13,000 men towards Kyoto. His soldiers were confused until he declared, "The enemy is at Honnō-ji." They surrounded the temple where Nobunaga was resting with only a handful of guards, trapped and overwhelmed. Oda Nobunaga fought back briefly before retreating into the burning temple to commit seppuku, denying his enemies the prize of his head. In a single morning, the most powerful man in Japan was dead, betrayed by his most capable general. But Mitsuhide's victory was short-lived. His reign as the new master of Japan lasted only 13 days, earning him the nickname the 13-Day Shogun. The other Oda generals, particularly Hideyoshi, reacted with astonishing speed. Upon hearing the news, Hideyoshi made a swift peace with his enemies and force-marched his army back towards Kyoto at a legendary pace. He caught Mitsuhide's forces at the Battle of Yamazaki. Outmaneuvered and outnumbered, Mitsuhide's army was crushed. He fled the battlefield. But his story ends not in a grand final stand, but in a muddy ditch. He was reputedly killed by peasant bandits who were simply after the reward for his head. A tragic, ignoble end for a man who had briefly held the entire nation in his grasp. So, was Akechi Mitsuhide a villainous traitor or a tragic hero pushed to his limit? Was it ambition, fear, and desire to protect tradition, or simply a final, desperate act to reclaim his lost honor? History may never give us a definitive answer, but his story serves as a powerful reminder that even the most loyal person can be driven to commit the unthinkable. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this dive into samurai history fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the past. See you in the next video.